Well, do I have a story for you? It's a tale, really, a tale of two summers because they are wildly different. This summer versus last summer in the Pokemon reselling space look so different. Last summer, I sold tens of thousands of dollars in sealed product. This summer, I have not sold any because I cannot buy any because things are crazy. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about in this video. But what's up? My name's TJ. I run a Pokemon card business where I buy and sell Pokemon cards primarily on a website called TCG Player. The link to my store is below. Yeah, and we've done about 270-ish $1,000 in sales so far. So yeah, cranking and grinding and all of that. And by the way, thank you guys so much for watching. I love shooting content. I love hanging out. I love talking about my experiences and helping you guys get your TCG Player stores off the ground. If you've ever thought about selling Pokemon cards, my channel is full of videos on how to help you get started. And so if you enjoy the channel, if you enjoy the content, like the video, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel. And tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Central Time, we're going to be doing a live stream, listing cards, I think, hopefully listing cards, and then packing whatever orders come in from you guys during that time and hanging out and answering whatever questions you got. So if you got some questions about any Pokemon business stuff or whatever, come hang out tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. Live streams are cool. They're chill. It's fun. Yeah, make fun of me, say what's up, argue with me, whatever you got to do, man. But yes, so last summer was a summer of driving around and filling my vehicle with sealed product. There was one time in particular, it was a Sunday, it was after church, and I told Bree, I said, hey, like I know Sunday afternoons are, because it's like family time for us. The weekends are busy for me. I have 2 church services on Saturday night, 3 church services on Sunday morning. Things are crazy. And then so Sunday afternoon, typically get home, and this couch right here, this looks like the remnants of a fort or something. It was like a fort here at one point. Girl dad. Yeah, I'll just pass out on the couch, right? Sunday afternoon, and we hop a movie on, hang out with the kids, just do something, right? But there was an opportunity to go meet someone to buy a massive collection of sealed product, and I think I paid like 11 grand or 11.5 or something. It was was it the biggest purchase? One of the biggest purchases I've ever done, and it was no singles. It was all sealed. We're talking booster boxes, UPCs, premium figure collections, Crown Zenith, what is that? The Zamazenta, the shiny Zacian Zamazenta things, like all of those, right? So many different things. And this was back when prices weren't like outrageous, but I was still able, I can't remember the percentage I paid on this lot, but it was like 70-ish. It was around 70%. So even with the additional challenges of shipping out and selling sealed product, which if you guys are sellers and you've not delved into like the world of selling sealed product on TCG Player before, it is a little trickier because you also have to calculate shipping cost into the equation. So for instance, for singles, you buy a single at 70%, you sell it at market price or a little above, and then you pay your 15% in fees and you have about 15% profit margins. Okay, now I understand pricing, all that stuff looks a little different, but you don't have to really factor in shipping because shipping is not that expensive. Of course, for cards over $50 or whatever, that you guys understand what I'm saying. But for sealed product, that's very different because let's say you buy an ETB, and the ETB market price, like an Elite Trainer box market price, what was it? $100 last year. Champion's Path, right? Champion's Path, I think last summer was around $100. So let's say you bought that for, the market price was $100. You buy it for $70. You get it at 70%. Like, hey, cool, we're gonna make some money, man. We're about to get rich. Well, okay, so you list it. You list it at $100. Maybe you list it at $102. A little over market. You don't need it to sell immediately, and someone buys it. So you're going to pay about 15% in fees, the credit card processing fee, which is like 2.5%, and then the marketplace fee, which is 13-ish%. So we'll call it 15. So you're already down to $85. Let's call it $86. And then you also have to pay to ship it, right? So your shipping in ETB, it's 2 pounds. You're going to want to use an 8x8x4 box, right? It's a perfect size box for an ETB. You guys don't need to know that. It doesn't matter. So 2 pounds, 8x8x4. Shipping it with UPS or USPS, it's pretty similar. Anywhere in the United States is going to run you about $7. maybe 6 somewhere closer, maybe 8 somewhere further, but we'll just say $7. So what were we at? $86 after fees. So then, you take off another $7 and you're down to $79, which means you made $9 on selling that, on flipping that Champions Path ETB. And then rewind it, you purchased it for 70, you sold it for 100. So $9 profit on a $100 sale, $102 sale, whatever, is about 9%, 10%. So your profit margin on that is 10%. Now, if you can, well, I didn't even calculate like the cost of the box, which boxes can be pretty cheap. The shipping label, like all this stuff is kind of, not really, you don't really need to take it into equation because they're pretty cheap, maybe a quarter for the box or something like that if you buy a bunch of them. But margins for that is not super great. Now, if you're selling expensive sealed boxes, then that's a whole different ball game because you're doing the same amount of work that I just described, but you are also making $40 or $50 or something because it's the same percentage, I guess, but then the flat fee of shipping isn't as big of a deal, and then so that's what that looked like, and I did a bunch of it. I probably shipped out, gosh, 200, 300 ETBs. Different stuff, Shining Fates, some cheaper ones too, Crown Zenith. Gosh, man, I should pull up that. I've got like a spreadsheet somewhere of all the stuff that I bought in that sale. I should pull it up sometime and we should go over it together in a video or on stream or something. And we would go down and see what I paid for these products. And it would probably make me want to throw up because everything now is just like, just sky high in comparison to what I paid. I took a brief peek at it tonight before shooting this video. And the only thing I saw was that I bought 3 Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center ETBs for $120 a piece. It's like a $330 box now. So now I've made a video about this before, but when it comes to selling, being in the reselling business, you can't play the Captain Hindsight game of like, man, I should have just held on to it. Because in reality, like, it's really easy for me to say that now, but there's no way of knowing that the market was going to do what it's done. And also, I wouldn't have been able to buy anything. I would have just turned into like a pure investor where it's like, I'm not buying and selling because I just spent 11 grand on that deal of all that sealed stuff. Like I needed to move it because the business needed capital to continue buying. So I could continue selling, right? That's just how it works, cash flow. So in the reseller business, like you can't really play the blame game. Like Captain Hindsight, like of course hindsight's 2020. Like, I've flipped Evolving Skies booster boxes. Like I think those are like $2,200 a piece now, and I would like buy them at $500 and sell them at like $700 or $800 or something like that. So how do you know? But that's not happening now. Like your ability to make a deal like that, your ability to get sealed product like that, it's just not a thing. Demand for people to have packs to open is just higher than it has ever been. And I think like the biggest difference is that the amount of people who are holding on to sealed product as an investment has changed even in the course of a year. Like I don't think this time a year ago, I don't think there were near as many people who were buying booster boxes to sit in the storage room. There were some, right? Like absolutely there were some. Totally. Some people, I was one of them, right? Like I've over there, I could go show you guys storage room. I got Paldea Evolve booster boxes for days. I love that set. I believed in it. I bought it at $80 a box. But I think now there are so many because as the product has just gotten more and more desirable, more people are seeing it as like, hey, I'm just going to hold on to this because I believe that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's going to be worth more. And they're probably right. I don't see demand falling off a cliff anytime soon. It could, but just it doesn't seem likely. And so when it comes to flipping sealed product, it's not going to happen. So if you are in the reselling business, that's why singles are much easier to acquire. Singles are truthfully a lot easier to ship out. Singles are also a little bit more of a pain in the butt, right? Because sealed product, you're dealing mostly stuff that's like $40 plus, right? Whereas singles, you're like, here's a $3 card, here's a $4 card, here's a 50-cent card, here's a $7 card. There's a lot more sorting. There's a lot more like, oh, I've got all of these things. One of the things I like about singles though is like you still get a chance to appreciate the artwork of the cards. Like you still get to look at each individual card and be like, oh, that's a cool one. That's a cool one. That's a cool one. Opposed to like the sealed boxes, you're just like, oh yeah, like that's what Champion's Path looks like, or oh cool, Shining Fates. Like I like Eevee, or man, like look at that booster box. Like that's Fusion Strike. It's got some pink on it. Cool. I do think like sealed boxes are good display pieces, but like in terms of just like seeing it and being able to appreciate it, at least for me, it's a little different than picking up like individual cards and flipping those. And I don't know that it will ever go back to being able to flip sealed product like that. I hope that it does, to be honest, because it was pretty cool, pretty exciting, pretty exhilarating, also kind of a pain in the butt, but I had no idea how to learn, or I had to learn because I had no idea. I didn't know how to ship a booster box. I didn't know, like I said, like ETBs. Like now I could tell you guys the exact dimensions. Like, hey, if you want to ship booster boxes, you're going to need, what is it, 7 by 5 by 5 boxes to ship a single booster box. 8 by 8 by 4 to ship one ETB, 8 by 8 by 8 to ship 2 ETBs. Like these are just, skills that I all learned last summer from shipping out all these things. And then, God, this is the best part, dude. And maybe some of you guys have been here, so maybe you can tell me. My wife orders a lot of things on Amazon, and I was, anytime we'd order a box, or we have a box show up from Amazon that would show up, like I'd yoink that thing and bring it down to the basement and be like, a UPC is going to fit in there. Yep, I got a few Charizard UPCs that are selling. It's going to be a perfect fit for that. And so I would do that. I'd reuse, Amazon boxes, or I'd be walking through church and I'd see like we're throwing out a bunch of boxes, recycling, communion product came in. Holy smokes! What in the melanoma? I got some sun today. Sorry, sidetracked. Yeah, so I was like, recycling boxes, using boxes. I mean, it was fun. And then I would roll up to the post office, not just with envelopes, but with boxes. So many boxes of, booster boxes, ETBs, all that stuff. And that was really cool. There was one specific instance of someone in the Twin Cities who bought like $600 worth of celebration stuff. And I actually just messaged him and asked if I could just drop it. Cause it would have cost me like $12 to ship it, like, with the signature requirement, and it was going to weigh a ton. I mean, it was like 10 pounds worth of stuff. And so I was like, hey, can I just like bring it to you? And he was like, yeah. So I got to just go like knock on the dude's door and be like, hey, like, I'm TJ, you bought cards for me. Like, here you go. And he was like, oh, cool. He was getting his kid into Pokemon, which was awesome. But so I guess like optimistically, if that sounds exciting to you, just wait, because history would say that the cycle will repeat and we will once again be at a time where demand is not that high and people are wanting to part with their sealed product at 70% because everyone is able to get it, because retail stores have their shelves full, because LGSs like have no problem acquiring product. Like history would say that time is approaching, or it will come again. But when, I don't know. And my personal opinion is not anytime soon. And I've said this before, but the beautiful thing about being in the reselling business is it doesn't really matter for you. It doesn't really matter for me. We're buying things, whether it's sealed product or singles, at a percentage of the market. If the market goes down and demand like goes away, it just means we get to acquire stuff at lower prices and then sell at market price. So yeah, things fluctuate. You make more, you make less, but it's a volume game. And as long as you're continuing to move lots and lots of product, like you're going to be fine. So I don't know. The tale of two summers. My summer now looks very different. It is it is all singles, no sealed. And when I buy collections nowadays, and people have sealed product in there, I pretty much just sell all of the singles. Like let's say it's like a $2,000 collection and it's like $1,700 of, let's say $1,600 worth of singles, and there's $400 worth of sealed. I just will sell the singles and I'll just hang on to the sealed. Like I'm just, I'll just throw the boxes with the rest of my stuff and just hang on to it. And at some point it's going to be more expensive than it used to be. And so I'll sell it then. Or if I really, really need capital, I've got a bunch of stuff that I could liquidate, right? And maybe that's probably contributing to the problem, right? Because if you know, because I'm just one person. There are thousands of people like me. You guys are some of them. Maybe you're doing the same thing. Maybe when you pick up collections, you're also taking the sealed, throwing it in the closet, putting it on a shelf, and forgetting about it. Man, Evolving Skies, $2,200. That's crazy. But yeah, so let me know. Like, have you guys ever sold booster boxes, ETBs, UPCs, like online on TCG Player, or has it been all singles for you? I'd love to know. But yeah, hopefully my experience, me yapping about this and that crazy summer of moving all that sealed product last year can help. But yeah, love hanging out with you guys, making videos. Live stream tomorrow night, 8:30 Central Time, because we in the Midwest, baby. But hey, Jesus loves you. He's got an incredible plan for your life. I truly believe that. We will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.